At 4 a.m., while the world was still asleep, I woke up. I wasn't waking up because I had somewhere to be. I woke up because I wanted to begin learning filmmaking, and my first lesson was how to see light. It is interesting that my first lesson in filmmaking begins with light because light has been part of my journey for many years. I studied chemistry and material science. I spent years learning about the relationship between light and matter, especially through the field of solar energy. In science, I learned that light is not just something we see, it can excite electrons, transfer energy, and interact with materials. But today, I wanted to understand light in another way, not only as it changes materials, but as it tells a story. So I started before sunrise. The house was quiet, and at this time, the rooms were still dark. Everything felt still. But as the morning slowly arrived, the light began to change the feeling of the space and reveal more details. At 5:30 a.m., I watched the first signs of morning appear. The same room that felt quiet and empty began to transform. I chose two rooms in my home, so I moved from one room to another, observing how the direction of light changed the mood and the story. At 6:30 a.m., I wanted to understand how light changes the way we see ordinary things with respect to position, so I used the cup. Also realized that shadows are part of the story. So when the light came from the side, the shadow gave the cup shape. At 7 a.m., after learning how light changes an object, I wanted to understand how light changes a person, so I walked into the frame. When I turned away from light, it became a silhouette. Side light reveals depth. By 7 and 8 a.m., the light was completely different. The shadows, the colors, and the atmosphere had changed. And while I was filming, my son woke up. It is interesting that a simple moment with my son became part of the story. And as the place became fully bright, every detail in my home became even more beautiful than I had imagined. There is indeed cinema in my home, thanks to light. This is my journey of learning filmmaking, and I'm so happy to be doing this.